Welcome, parents, students, administration, friends, to our Teacher Parent Collaborative Series, Episode 3 Family Engagement, the Trilogy. That is administration, teachers, and parents coming together for the goal that unites us, our students' success. My name is Tanya Ordinola. I'm your digital ambassador for the year 2021-2022. And this is presented by the Nevada Digital Learning Collaborative through the Nevada Department of Education. Again, thank you for joining me. So again, I'm Tanya. I'm your digital ambassador. I've been a teacher for CCSD for 14 years. I have taught kindergarten, first grade, a combination class of first and second grade, then back to a long period of time of teaching first grade, and most recently for the last about 5 years, teaching kindergarten, where I have found so much joy and I love teaching kindergarten. If you need to reach me for anything that deals with digital learning or any questions that you have or any way that I can support you, feel free to email me at tordinola.nvdlc@gmail.com. The Teacher Parent Collaborative series, when I started it, and there's going to be many upcoming episodes, I wanted to have a motto. I wanted parents to know why I had decided to focus on teachers, parents, administrators, everyone collaborating. So this is my motto. The Teacher Parent Collaborative goal is to inspire and support digital learning parents. We will offer resources like videos, expert panels, and helpful digital learning tips. In addition, we will work together to support each other through a new digital way of learning. Through teamwork and collaboration, we will join forces to ensure our students' success. Now, my upcoming series that will be released at the end of February, and it will be episode 4, is building a school community in a digital world. In my thoughts, if we all join together and work together, we will reach success more quickly, and it will be so good for our students. If you want to find out about upcoming episodes, you can go to www.nvdigitallearning.org, and you can see not only my episodes, but the other digital ambassadors' episodes as well. What can we do? What can we do to come together, not only as parents and teachers, but school administrators? I'll give you a minute to think. Like I said before, the only way that we can work together or come together is through teamwork and collaboration. And in this webinar, I'm going to give you a lot of fun tips, a lot of ideas that I hope get you on track on this great family engagement. I want to call it that because it's all of us working together, and we're all a family. Teachers, parents, school administrators. If we join together, As a family, our students can only benefit and reap the rewards. Now, before I get into the webinar, I usually like to tell you something funny or cute in regards to my kindergarten class. Well, I want to let you know that in kindergarten, students love to give themselves haircuts. I myself don't keep any scissors at hand in my classroom. They're put away and only brought out when we're doing arts, crafts, or projects. Just yesterday, as we were leaving school for the day, I was walking by and I saw a teacher in sheer horror. I wasn't sure if she was laughing or crying. So I went to see if she was okay. And she let me know that her student had given himself a haircut and cut the front part of his hair off, and that there was hair all on his face. And she was just beside herself. So I leave you with this and know that young students, kindergarten students, love to give themselves haircuts. And with that, I'm going to move on. Here I have a quote for you. It says, "Coming together is the beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success." And that's by Henry Ford. Today, what will you need? You'll need a notebook, pencils, an open mind as I share my research. And when you finish the episode, I would really like for you to come up with some goals. What can you do? Everyone can do something. It may seem small, but maybe you like the ideas, the digital school administration ideas, and you can share that with your school. Or maybe you like the ideas about how a teacher can collaborate as a family with the school and parents. You can share things that you like. And like I said, hopefully we can all come together and make this a great 2021-2022 school year that everyone is happy with, that everyone learns from, that everyone's inspired by. That would be great. Thank you. So today's agenda, again, we're talking about the trilogy, parents, teachers, and school administrations collaborating, coming together as a family, and how can we engage everyone? The things that I will be talking about are communication, encouragement, tech support, yes, and meetings and conferences. Again, I always like to share with you headlines ripped from today's news outlets, things that are coming up that are current. Here we have a headline: parent-teacher relationships were both strained and strengthened by the COVID-19 pandemic. This is a newspaper called The Conversation. Now, in Conversation Journal, it says, in an education study, researchers analyzed data from teachers and parents in Alberta, Georgia. The findings are based on collected data of 1,067 parents and 566 teachers. The Alberta study findings brought us that information that 45% of parents reported their understandings of the demands of teachers and that their respect for them has increased, which parents, we thank you for the appreciation. And 43% of the parents reported decreased interaction with teachers as their perception. And 18% reported improvements in their relationships with teachers. And that's our goal: improvement, working together, finding common ground that is our students' success. And for teachers, among teachers, 74% reported that they felt that they knew family better. They knew families better. The pandemic increased empathy and patience with them. I think the pandemic has increased empathy and patience for parents, for teachers, for schools, for everyone involved. So now we're going to start with the trilogy: parent, teacher, and administration, family engagement. So for the trilogy, the COVID virus has changed our educational practices in the US and globally, not only here in our beautiful state of Nevada. As we start the 2022 school year, we share a common goal: the success of our students. With new challenges every day due to the ongoing virus, it's more important than ever to work together. How can we work together? We can work collectively as a group, a team, a trilogy, coming together in collaboration for our students. The trilogy: parents, teachers, and school administration. Some collaboration strategies can be to keep an open line of communication. Communication is very important. Also, to create a sense of community for all involved: parents, teachers, and school administration. Offer encouragement and help with the virus raging on, settling, moving forward. We all need encouragement and we all need help. Provide support for technology. Some people need more help in the area of technology, and that's okay. And then also set up regular meetings and conferences. We're a team, so we need to touch base so we can reach our goals. The trilogy: communication. Communication works for those who work at it. This is quoted by John Powell. To have good communication, we have to work. We have to work to opening those lines, be it phone calls, emails, newsletters. We all have to work together. The trilogy: communication. Parents are taking a teaching role at home more than ever before. New teachers need our patience and our understanding. The learning curve we are all experiencing should lead us to have patience and understanding with each other. Teachers must remain patient and understanding. The trilogy, working and communicating together, will be the propelling force through our students' educational journey. The key will be an open line of communication. That means phone calls, emails, notes, and student portals. No one should feel stranded if we open the lines of communication. Everyone should feel informed. And my advice to you, parents, teachers, and school administration, is to reach out if it feels like communication is not at its best. The trilogy: encouragement. I know that it's been tough, but I'm still cheering for you, always. These last 2 years have been different than ever before. And the easiest thing that we can do is encourage each other. As you know, I teach kindergarten. I'm a teacher for 14 years. And these last 2 years, all I've tried to do from the bottom of my heart is to encourage parents to Answer them when their emails seem like they're concerned or discouraged, that they don't understand the curriculum, that they're having a hard time with technology. I try to offer them support, send them emails or call them and let them know great videos that they can watch to help them through, or I send them instructions, or I tell them, take an extra 2 days or 3 days to finish that. If it helps ease their burden of trying to be a parent and a new parent teacher. The trilogy encouragement. Kindness and a helping hand can break down many walls. A word of encouragement like, you're doing great. Is there anything I can help you with? How can we best meet our students' learning goals? Meeting challenges with encouragement makes parents, teachers, and administration feel more comfortable and collaborative. So, just a tiny word of encouragement to our parents like, you're doing great. Take an extra 3 days to try to finish this as you take time to learn and feel comfortable. Encouragement towards teachers. Sometimes I'm teaching online and there's a technical difficulty. Zoom goes off and then comes on, and you feel terrible. You're trying to give your best. You're trying to give your students the best education. But, when you hear a word of encouragement from parents like, oh, it's okay. Your lesson was still great. The concept you were teaching was understood. That is a breath of fresh air. The trilogy, technology support. Technology is best when it brings people together. Matt M. And it's true. Now that we've had to use technology more than ever before to rely on our lessons, our online curriculum, it's brought us together. It's brought us all together, and it has helped us be patient, be able to come up with ideas, videos, newsletters that help parents understand the steps that they'll need to do to feel more comfortable. Technology support. Teachers can recommend educational tools and products to use at home to support instruction and practice. Such products are imperative to a student's improvement and parents' ability to aid at home. Companies like Casio provide a range of digital pianos that are ideal for learning enrichment, and that's something the students can do within their digital day just to relax, have fun. Other things that can help are utilizing apps and technologies that fortify students' development. So, for example, there are such great learning apps like ABC Mouse, starfall.com. There is also that offer just free educational apps and support for students, but those are the top. The trilogy meetings. Everyone you'll ever meet knows something you don't, meaning that everyone has something special to share. Everyone has something special that they can bring to the trilogy, right? To our parents, our teachers, our administration. So if we meet and work together, we're more successful because everyone's unique and they have knowledge on things that you may not. And coming together, you can work together for success. Meetings or conferences. Allocating a set time to check in with parents on regular basis can help prevent any issues and develop a positive rapport. Setting aside 25 to 30 minutes to speak with parents and a student can help your student learn how to check in themselves and keep track of their own progress throughout the year. Everyone wants to succeed, so creating grounding moments where students, parents, and teachers can level set is a very good positive idea. When the when the students know you have these small conferences and meetings with your students, I try to have them weekly to bi-weekly and let the students know, like, you're doing so great here. I keep some of their work where I can highlight their improvements and I can say you're doing so good with this, or look at this test. You have almost mastered your full letter sounds and your alphabet. It helps. And when students know that you also meet with their parents, it really helps them know that you value their education, that they're important. The students and their parents' feedback and help is important as well. So, coming up, um, there's going to be an episode 4, which is building a school community in a digital world. I have loved so much in other years prior to volunteer as the PTA liaison for my elementary. And it has been so great joining with parents, seeing the ideas, how they want to help the students. It's just such a great community. So now that some of us are working in blended teaching, some students are online, some are at school, or some students are only learning through digital learning. What can we do? How can we come up with building that great school community in a digital world? And that's what I'll discuss in episode 4. The trilogy, top advice to improve trilogy relationships. That's relationships within parents, teachers, and school administration. The trilogy. So I'm going to talk about parent collaboration, teacher collaboration, and school collaboration. And now we have top advice to improve trilogy relationships. Welcome, parents, to the Trilogy Explained. So, this is where I'm going to talk to you and share with you how working together as a trilogy, parents, teachers, and administrators, we can unite for the goal, or the one goal that holds us together, which is the success of our students. First, I'm going to start with the parent trilogy. In the parent trilogy, I'm going to talk about parent collaboration, student success, student research, and the trilogy wins. Parent collaboration. Parent involvement and collaboration are a key force in a student's academic achievement. The way that a family is encouraged to participate at home and at school ensures success for everyone. The importance of committed family participation is the rewards in academic, emotional development of a student. Bottom line, when a parent teams up with the teacher and the school, the only outcome can be success. Student success. Parents that are engaged in their students' education can expect the following. Students earn good grades and test scores, high graduation rates, and their self-confidence flourishes and improves. They have better school attendance, they have better completion rates, and students whose parents participate with their teachers and the school have improved social skills and acclimate better to school. As you all know, I teach kindergarten and I have seen parent participation firsthand. I have had some students that have struggled, and I've reached out to the parents, and parents have teamed up with me for that goal that unites us, which is student success. And I have seen great improvement. Parents and teachers, we have one same goal. We want the best for our students. We want them to be successful. So when we join forces, it is very successful. I have seen students go from getting very low test scores to jump to be almost the second to the top highest in the class. Student research. Across the US, studies have found a connection between family-school collaboration and student success. Educational researcher Mr. Braun Fernberner shared that from an ecological framework of reciprocal positive interactions between two key socializing spheres, which are family and schools, contribute positively in a student's cognitive development is skills that are in terms of thinking, reading, remembering, reasoning, and attention skills. Like I've mentioned before in my other webinars, it is one thing to hope that our students improve their educational skills, that they improve their study skills and cognitive skills. But when there's research showing us that this is the outcome that we're hoping for, then it needs to be followed and valued because it's very important to students. The trilogy wins. Students are not the only ones that win when their parents collaborate with their teachers and schools. Teachers benefit from parent participation as well. The beauty of parent participation is the support for parents and students. As teachers, we can provide. When we team up, the trilogy wins. We can give you so much information about what's happening in our classroom, so much information about what's happening at school, and keep you up to date so you can be ready. And it's just a very successful collaboration. Teacher Trilogy. Here in Teacher Trilogy, I'm going to talk to you about appreciation. Everyone is happy. Motivation everywhere, and a united front. Appreciation. Just like any other individual doing a job that they love, teachers appreciate when parents give them a kind word or let them know that they're doing a good job. Parent appreciation helps improve teachers' performance and motivation. When parents show teacher appreciation, it shows students that we're part of a group. We're part of a group that's there to support and help them. A safety group that helps students feel secure. They also, when they see parent support, they can feel more safe at school and can also communicate better with you and feel comfortable with you as a teacher. The security helps students not engage in attention-seeking behaviors. And like I've said, I've seen that firsthand. Being in kindergarten, it's hard, and some students struggle. And when parents partner up, some parents try to volunteer and come to the classroom, and I am someone who supports that and allows that. It helps the student see like, oh, my parents here, they're talking to my teacher, my behavior needs to be on a more even keel. And sometimes that's all it takes to help students who are struggling a little bit. Everyone is happy. Even teachers and parents, that when teachers and parents collaborate, it helps parents feel happier and involved, like they're doing something too to help support their students' education and well-being in the classroom. Good collaboration between teachers helps parents better understand classroom procedures and current curriculum. The collaboration makes parents feel happier with the quality of education their students are receiving. In my previous episodes, I've talked to you about curriculum and online curriculum and how there's different terms and how difficult it can be if you have not navigated these curriculums. So when parents partner up with teachers, they communicate and they're supporting the classroom. It helps teachers too, because we can give you detailed information about the curriculum, what you can find there, what lesson we're on, what enrichment if you want to make sure that your student stays ahead, what enrichments they can do, and what great resources the online curriculum provides. For example, there's games, there's fun enrichments. There's something like draw your own lemonade stand and how much would you sell your lemonade. So just little things that help students be creative, but they're learning at the same time too. Motivation everywhere. Teacher collaboration motivates parents. Believe it or not, there doesn't need to be a high level or a commitment to reap the rewards. For example, a teacher can simply ask parents how they're doing or attend meetings where you can be accessible to parents. Feeling their teacher's interest and support helps parents and students increase motivation. I have seen it firsthand, and for many years I've volunteered as the PTA liaison for my elementary. And in doing so, I've built good relationships with the parents and have gotten to know me better, have been able to ask me questions and clarifications that they needed. And when you do that, it helps you feel more confident. And I believe strongly in that. United front. So teachers see important changes in the classroom when parents are invited to get involved. The key benefit is communication and the opportunity for parents and teachers to listen to each other. Teachers can explain more about their students' education, and this lets students know that their teachers and parents share a united front. And a united front is very important. If the teacher communicates with the parents, lets them know how we do assignments, and the student is not wanting to do that at home or saying, oh, it's okay, or teacher doesn't need us to complete this part, the parent is more aware and able to help their student and say, hey, your teacher reached out to me. Your teacher sent me an email and let me know that these parts are imperative. And when students hear that, they're like, oh, my teacher and my parent, they're a united front, and it helps their motivation. Successful parent collaboration. Successful school involvement is identified as active participation within the school and in the student's education. A school can instill collaboration by inviting parents to school events, educational conferences. A school that communicates with parents regularly helps improve the student's educational journey. When we all work together for that great goal that I've been telling you about, our student success, everybody wins. Promote parent involvement. These are some ideas to activate parent involvement in school. You have digital nights. I spoke about digital nights in my first episode webinar, when parents come digitally through Zoom or any other link and with the teacher, and she shares the curriculum, how they can contact the teacher. They give specific explanations about Canvas and Google Classroom. Digital online book fairs. That helps promote parent involvement too in the classroom when I send out those links, because it's a digital online book fair. They ask me what books are in the might benefit from, or sometimes I send them suggestions because reading is. We've also had at our school have had online talent shows, and that has been so fun because the students record themselves doing their talent, and then it gets compiled together and sent out to all the families, and that's always something very nice that as teachers we enjoy seeing our students perform their talents. And the teacher will read a story to the students, or a couple of stories. Maybe there's a theme. If there's a friendship day coming up or holiday, we can read books that align with those holidays. Escape rooms, where there's questions about things that we're doing in the classroom that if students are following along and have knowledge of, they can, with their team, escape a room, and that is very fun for students. School communication. Effective school communication is a two-way flow of information. School communication, like newsletters, websites, and digital events, are really good, effective ways to communicate. Just as important is to add feedback to each of these communication sources to maintain an open line of communication. It could be as simple as in the newsletter saying, if you want to contact us, or have additional ideas or questions, and leaving your email there, or the school phone number. The website having a parent resource landing page where there can be important questions that are asked, and an email. And definitely events. At the end of an event, you can formulate a small survey asking the plan for them, what can we do to improve the event, what other events would you like to see. And this helps parents know that we want to know what they're thinking, and it opens the line of communication. Lastly, I want to let you know important, there's research that has shown that something right now through the pandemic that has really helped is interactive phone systems for schools, and that this helps with immediate interaction. There is a high school, Jackson High School, who saw a jump from 50 to 100 parents in attendance just by adding the interactive phone system, which was telling them about a freshman orientation, what information they would be given, how long it was, and just sending that message through the interactive phone system saw a jump in attendance. Also wanted to say that some schools have family centers where either an office personnel or a teacher mans that center at certain times, and their families can feel like they can go ask questions, get information, anything to do with parental involvement. And if the school can't offer like a family center, you can always have, as we do in my school, which is a bulletin board for families that has like learning tips, events that are going to be coming up for the school and individual grades. And something just as quick as that can let the parents know that their involvement is very important to the school. And I hope with me going over how parents can be involved, how teachers can be involved, how the school can be involved with the parents, you're able to see that when we work together as a united front for that one goal that means so much to all of us, which is student success, the trilogy wins, everyone wins. Thank you. Now I want to talk to you about reading language arts. In episode 3, talk a little more about reading resource relationship between letters and sounds. Comprehension is being able to share with students fiction and nonfiction texts and do some reading comprehension exercises in both of those genres. Vocabulary is just going over new words and definitions. I do that with my class every day. We learn new words, we say them out loud, we use them in a sentence. It's very good to help build a student's vocabulary. Spelling word list, you can reach out to your teachers. Reading and language arts. Reading is just understanding the relationship between letters and sounds. Comprehension is being able to share with your students fiction and nonfiction books and asking them questions specific about those texts and genres that they're reading. Vocabulary is just sharing new words and definitions. In my classroom, we share new vocabulary every day, the definitions, and also an example of the word in a sentence. Spelling word list. Every grade has a spelling word list. You can request one from your teacher, and that's just testing the students, which your teacher maybe already does weekly, on 5 to 10 new spelling words a week. Grammar is understanding grammar structure, capitals, periods, punctuation, and writing is just overall creative writing, sharing that with your students, having them write. They love writing things that are funny. And if you have like a funny question or do a funny sentence, you're sure to grab their attention. Parents had asked me for reading, free reading apps. One of the best ones is Epic, and Epic is free, features videos, quizzes, and more. And it's great books that kids want to read, and it's free for teachers. And so if your teacher can get it, they can give you a link. Another good one is Hoopla, and this is for people who, students who have library cards, because they have a lot of the books there that you can read digitally, and you don't have to wait on hold to get a special book that you want for your students. Again, I also like ABC Mouse. I think that's very helpful, and it's free. Starfall.com is free as well. And the library does offer a lot of free reading apps, because I believe that ABC Mouse now is for a fee. So if you go to the library, you have free access there to it. Now I'm going to share a little bit of my reading resource video from episode 3. But if you want to catch the full video, please go to episode 3, different things you could do as a new parent teacher. A lot of ideas and guidelines that I share there. And I do share this video, parent teacher reading resources. Parent teacher reading resources. Now we're here at the portion where I'm going to give you some new parent teacher reading digital tips that you can use at home to support your student. The reading resources that we'll be discussing, number 1 is moving forward and assessing your student. Encourage literacy habits with your student. Reading resources and specialists, and advocate for students, your student at home, or if you have various students at home. First, before you assess your student and see if they need extra support, if they're in their correct reading level, the most important advice that I would give a new parent teacher would be to find out what your students love and incorporate that in your reading material or book selections. For example, a student who loves football may be encouraged to read books on football or may want to even read the newspaper. Try to incorporate things that students like and are interested in, and that will be the cornerstone to you helping your student read. If you have books at home on things that they love, or you can check out books in the library, all of those steps will be conducive to help support your student's reading growth. Assess your student. Now, when you come to the part to assess your student, try to use past report cards, past notes from teachers. You could even go as far as sending an email to your teacher and asking them for an update, and using report cards, notes, test scores, and the response from your teacher will give you an idea of where your student is at. If you feel that your student is at level, then that's good. You can continue doing what you're doing. If you feel that your student is above their reading level, you can continue to push them to read different level books. If they're in level 1, they can go to level 2 or 3, and you can just keep challenging them. Now, if you feel that your student has had a change in the progression of reading that they were doing, then it's good to bring out the tools that I spoke about before: grades, test scores, report cards, note from teacher, and start thinking of what you can do. Number 1, you can reach out to your teacher and say, I don't feel that my student is catching on. I feel that they're falling behind. Is there any teacher assessment you can give me? Or are there any suggestions you can give me to help improve my students' reading? As teachers, we have a myriad of resources. We have extra worksheets. we see the student day in and day out, so we have an idea of where they're at and what they can do to improve. Sometimes things as little as your student's vision or hearing can be something that you can look into that can be holding them back. And also your teacher, if they are falling behind, can help put some intervention services in. Parent-teacher reading resource. All right, friends. Now we're at the end of our webinar. Again, if you want to see the rest of the reading resource video, please go to my new parent-teacher episode and you will find a lot of tips and the full video there. And here's some teacher advice. Now we're at the last portion of our webinar. This is the response to the questions that we posed at the beginning. This is advice from teachers who have been in the district for many years and they're masters in their craft of teaching. They share advice kindly with us on how students can have a successful school year. First is Miss Mills. She holds a master's degree in special education. She shares, parents of younger students can work with them at home to help them learn how to log into Google Classroom and other online platforms the school uses so that they are prepared to do so independently in class. She also shares, parents can make sure students are checking their emails, to-do lists, and missing assignments daily. Parents can sign up for Google Classroom to receive emails regarding the student's work. Ms. Stella O shares 3 important tips. A, establish routines. Students should know the time to log in and when assignments are due. Routines are also helpful to avoid burnout. Using a timer to ensure that the student has time outdoors or away from technology is helpful as well. B, establish guidelines. Make sure your students know that they should be engaged during class and not surf websites while in class. Parents should check in regularly while students are online and communicate with the teacher to ensure students are engaged in class. C, establish expectations. Communicate with students what they are expected to complete based on assignments and teacher syllabus. Provide a reward system for students so they can work for something that they like or want. And lastly, we have Ms. McNulty and Ms. Harper. Ms. McNulty shares, parents can help their students prepare for a successful digital school year by having step-by-step instruction with pictures on how to navigate all the programs we use in class. Creating a learning environment similar to school is ideal. Daily structured activities like bedtime, wake-up time, getting dressed, lunch, recess, homework, and free time would all be examples of school-like environments. Next, we have Ms. Harper. Establish a routine in order to help the students stay on track. I would also suggest setting up a learning corner that is free of any distractions, which I believe would help them feel like they have a classroom type environment. Also, I believe that parents should encourage the students to participate in class discussions and activities. This will help them pay attention and stay engaged. Ms. Harper. And in our new webinar, we'll have some upcoming questions that we'll answer, which is how can we empower families to support their students' learning at home? What advice would you give parents and teachers to help improve communication between each other? How can we improve that? I want to say thank you for watching my webinar about the trilogy: parents, teachers, and school administration working together. Please reach out to me with any questions or if you need help with anything related to digital learning. Again, my email is tordinola.nvdlc@gmail.com. Thank you again, and I hope you join me for my fourth episode.